In Israel we say good afternoon. But to the people who follow me, I don't know anymore what to say because I have people all around the world. I don't think the North Pole and the South Pole, but otherwise I think everybody around the world is somewhere connected at the moment. So first of all, I want to say thank you because the reaction what was on my last video is amazing. I mean, we have almost 6,000 hits and I'm very happy with it. And it shows that many people, they think about what I try to explain. And it is that we have to work all together very hard to change the way of judging, but that's not the most important thing. We have to change the way of dealing with horses. The fact that we see more and more brutality in stables, in the way people attack horses, how they think that they can teach them something, I mean, it is terrible. That's why I said I don't want to see it anymore. So how do we change things like that? That have to come from the top to the bottom. When we will see and when we will witness on national level, on the smaller shows already, and also on the bigger shows, that the wrong way of performance will be criticized by the judges in such a way that people will understand that when we continue to see this kind of performance, that it cannot be successful anymore. And it has nothing to do with criticizing something what is in the development. It is 20 years ago that it started. But for now we see that the riders under the top start to imitate what the top is doing. And we see that what the top is doing is not the correct way. Not the way I got taught, not the way that the old masters got taught and did. Because in our time, horses they can perform still when they were 20 and older than 20 years old. On the Grand Prix level, on the big shows, today we hardly see them. Why is that? Because they have to work too hard when they're young to perform in the top level and don't get the chance mentally and physically to grow up to be able to do that kind of work. Now, we can always criticize, we can always set the FEI and other organizations, but all of us have something to do with this. Because when we organize a big show, then the organizer needs sponsor money. The sponsors are willing to pay when there is a lot of audience. The audience is willing to come to see spectacular riding. So we all are sitting in the same boat. We all are a part of what the development is. We have a part of guilt. Because we start to accept a performance what is in reality not right. It shouldn't be like that. That horses are asked to do a job that is much too heavy on them, much too early, much too often. So, by just criticizing doesn't help us. By being negative and calling names and shouting and finger pointing doesn't help either. We have, as horse people, we have to take the lead in this, meaning we have to make clear that we don't want to see this kind of performance. And that we don't accept, and it is for all of my people who are watching me now, you don't accept this kind of riding anymore in your own stables. This has to be criticized, positive, not negative, not swearing, not shouting, not calling names. But coming up for the horse, coming up for the welfare of those horses. When you see in your stable that your horses are mistreated, and like I said in my previous, written with bits and all kind of where the horse do suffer, then in the stables, the people have to come up for the welfare of the horse. And not in a childish way, but in a correct way. Because a horse have to work. That's why we have them. But we have to make them work in this way that they don't suffer for what they do too early. Many horses are forcefully ridden in a young age where they have to do exercises as tricks, not as a gymnastic build up to the future, but as tricks, much too early. I see on my Facebook, I see so many horses, all Piaffe and Passage. And when they sell them, they are there for sale. 3 years, 4 years old horses. I don't see or hardly see pictures and a short video from a well-trained, nice young horse from 4 or 5, long forwards down into the bridle, happy ears forwards, nice mouth of throne, correct using their neck and correct. I hardly see. It's all Piaffe and Passage. Is this what we are looking for? Is that what it has to be? And then the layman is trying to imitate that, what the so-called highly professionals are producing. I'm against it. I think that we have to go back to the time that we trained horses who were able to work till the end of their life and could perform in the arena till at least 20 years and older. I hope that time comes back. But by shouting, we don't make a difference. We only make a difference when we, on a small base in our own stables, start to discuss the way it goes, and we don't want to see it in the stables, and we have to point that out. That is my story for this week. And I have to say thank you for all the people. I'm totally shocked and surprised. Almost 6,000 people reacted positive. The comments that I got from people. It's amazing. So this shows me that I'm not the only person or a small group of people who worry about the future of our sport and our love and our dedication to have a horse and to make him work with us together, like I always try to explain. They have to cooperate with us because of trust, because of respect from both sides towards each other. This is what the old masters found out and did give to me, and I'm already an old geezer, and I hope that there are more and more people who start to understand that only the love for horse, respect for the horse, working and cooperating together, give them at least 6-7 years to develop into a Grand Prix horse. They don't have to be ready when they're 7. When they are 10 years old, 11 years old, and compete on the Grand Prix level, and can do that to the age of 20, more than enough, early enough. And that is what I want to say for this week. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for showing me that this issue, what I discussed last week, is so alive by so many people that I think that more professionals like me have to speak up for the welfare of the horse. Hope to see you next week again. Thank you very much. Appreciate all of the people who helped me to make my point.